Saudi's merchandise exports dropped over 25% in April, and Indian and American companies ink major deals during Modi's U.S. visit. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Farah. Saudi's total merchandise exports, including oil, dropped to $27.5 billion in April, falling by more than a quarter from the year-ago period. The 25.2% plunge in the value of Saudi's merchandise exports was due to a fall in oil exports. Oil exports contributed $22.3 billion, declining by a notable 23.6% or $6.9 billion year-on-year. Excluding oil, the kingdom's exports and re-exports still fell to $5.1 billion in April compared to $7.5 billion last year. Dubai's Department of Economy and Tourism has signed an MOU with MasterCard to form a digital city partnership in line with the goals of the Dubai Economic Agenda D33. The strategic alliance paves the way for Dubai to harness MasterCard's payments network and digital commerce technology, which connects over 100 million merchants globally. The program focuses on enabling growth of trade and exports, developing SMEs and enabling innovation, attracting and developing talent, and accelerating growth across the tourism ecosystem. Lots of news out of India as Prime Minister Modi continues his U.S. visit. U.S. memory chip firm Micron says it will invest up to $825 million in a new chip assembly and test facility in Gujarat, its first factory in India. Micron says with support from the Indian central government and from the state of Gujarat, the total investment in the facility will be $2.75 billion. Construction should begin this year, and the project should be operational in late 2024. The two phases together will create up to 5,000 new direct Micron jobs. General Electric has signed an MOU with India's state-owned Hindustan Aeronautics to make fighter jet engines for the Indian Air Force. Hindustan Aeronautics previously said it planned to use the engine for a second generation of light combat aircraft, and it was in talks over domestic production of the engines. Last month, it was reported that the Biden administration was ready to sign off on a deal that would allow GE to produce jet engines powering Indian military aircraft. Elon Musk is eager to bring his Starlink satellite broadband to India, but he faces strong resistance from billionaire Mukesh Ambani, who runs Indian telco giant Reliance Jio. Musk says he's keen to launch Starlink in India, saying it can be incredibly helpful in remote villages. But Starlink is at odds with Ambani's reliance over the government's distribution of satellite broadband spectrum. It sets the stage for a battle of billionaires for satellite services in the world's most populous nation. Turkey's central bank nearly doubled its main interest rate in a major reversal from the unconventional economic policies promoted by President Erdogan. The bank hiked its key rate to 15% from 8.5% in its first meeting since Erdogan filled his government with investor-backed faces after winning tight May polls. The 15% hike is significantly smaller than expected by most economists. It's seen as a sign that policymakers will favor a gradual transition from the era of ultra-low rates. The Bank of England raised interest rates by a bigger than expected ½ percentage point today after it said there had been significant news suggesting British inflation would take longer to fall. The BOE's Monetary Policy Committee raised its main interest rate to 5% from 4.5%, its highest since 2008. Economists had expected a move to 4.75%, although financial markets earlier today had seen a nearly 50% chance of a rise to 5%. And 17 European airlines have been hit by a consumer complaint accusing them of greenwashing or making misleading climate-related claims. The European Consumer Organization is calling for an investigation and for airlines to stop making claims that give consumers the impression that flying is sustainable. They allege that airlines are misleading consumers by charging them more to contribute to the development of sustainable aviation fuels, which are not market-ready and will only represent a minor share of a plane's fuel mix once they finally become widely available. I'm Ramia Farah. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.